Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, HollywoodShono here, about to give you another WWE Mayhem video. And before we actually do the 3-star Goldust event, I wanted to show you guys rank up rivals. And I believe this is the first difficulty because I don't see a title match, but if it is a title match, we wanted to satisfy the condition with all 3-star characters because, well, we like challenging ourselves on this channel. It's kind of like the Undertaker defeated with no healing, a Brock Lesnar event when it was really hard defeated without healing. So, how do you win these events without healing? Well, you just play the grapple game. Alright, so Undertaker is low health stunned, and we're going to get pinned. Hopefully, we can kick out. Yes, we do. Alright, so now the fun begins. Stop health gain even though we can't gain health. Look at this! So basically here, showboating and blocking is very important because you want to get to 1 bar. Greater damage does nothing at this point.
Oh, do you hear that crowd? It's not enough. Knick-knack, paddywhack.
Alright, so almost at 1 bar on Big E, so we have to get up to 2 in case he grapples us. Okay, now he's at 2 bars. So we have to trigger a grapple, get him to reverse into our own reversal. And this is why it's very important to showboat when you're at a low health state, because you have to be able to counter. So now he's able to be pinned. And that difficulty is defeated, no healing required. You can still do this with 3 stars just fine. Now obviously I didn't show you guys the entire match, but I can assure you I did not have to heal because of grapple spamming. And that was actually superstar difficulty, so there is no title match in that, but rank up rivals completed with 3 stars and no healing. If you don't believe me, just use the same tactic. It's not that hard. So now we're going to look at the events. And there is a 3- and 4-star Mayhem event. And there's also an NXT event. So I wonder if 3-star Goldust is again an Android exclusive, which really pisses me off if so, because it seems like Android is getting all the stuff that iOS is not. And who remembers the Booker T incident where Android people could not actually get Booker T? So I hope that gets rectified because there is no way that it should be acceptable that only Android players can get Goldust. So we're going to switch over to my phone and you guys will be seeing the other layout. Alright, so now we are on our Android device. And we're going to take a look at the events. So we already cleared up rank up rivals as you see. And there is a spring event on Android, not on iOS, as you guys saw from the menu. So once again, Android is getting favored over iOS. And normally I'm okay with that. However, they should have the exact same event. So in the Superstar difficulty, you can get a 3-star Goldust, 60 gold, 7,875 bucks. Now, the one way you can trigger this on iOS is to actually complete it on Android, and then the other events will become available. And you can see I have my 3,334 gold, even though I opened up those spring cases on Android. They did not count. None of the 10 I opened up counted. So we have to use 3-star characters in this event. If you use Kofi Kingston and Big E, and then it's Jeff Hardy and somebody else. Jeff Hardy, Cesaro gives 15% damage. If you go with this setup, your best 3-star character will actually gain 30% damage. So you can see Kofi Kingston, Big E, 15% damage. Jeff Hardy, Cesaro, 15% damage. And Undertaker is kind of just there. You can use them for critical hit damage, but I think damage is where it's at. There's probably better modifiers regarding health, but this is what we're going with. So you can see the fight here. It's a pretty long fight. And we're probably going to need... we can probably get through this with our 3 stars. It's not that hard. Low value 3 stars are actually less than 2 stars. So let's actually start with Jeff Hardy. Let's keep The Undertaker fresh.
The crowd is here tonight. Uh-oh, we know coming.
So Jeff Hardy has really bad grapple range. Really bad grapple range. Probably be the last time I use him.
Look out below. We know what's coming. Oh, it's not the...
Alright, so Dolph Ziggler would have got pinned if we connected that. Let's get off these sunset and get him pinned.
He's just bizarre. He's in danger of being pinned.
Alright, down he goes. Alright, so our second opponent is the Macho Man, and Undertaker is weak, but we're still going to use him because we saw that Jeff Hardy's pretty bad. Now again, if you're one of those people that tap the game and just tap and swipe, fine, but I prefer to grapple spam, and that's just my preferred gameplay. Now, the advantage that Android has over iOS, obviously, is because they have the 18.5/9 devices natively supported, by the way. You get a much better field of view, and this is why the developers develop for Android and port it over to iOS. I'm perfectly fine with that, but they need to be getting the exact same events that iOS do. And I'm making this video on Android just to show you guys the event, and for some reason I'm playing on iOS and I don't have 3-star Goldust. I will be sending them my support ticket and a link to the YouTube video verifying that I completed the event. Alright, so we have Undertaker versus Ultimate Warrior, another showboat, so another disadvantage for the Undertaker. But again, since these guys only have about 2,000 health, 2 grapples should be enough.
Everything's legal in this match.
I really don't like grappling when they're at a 1 or 2 hit combo because generally they're going to counterattack you. So you want to play slow.
No.
Looks like there's going to be 3 grapples for the Warrior. When they hit once or twice, you don't want to grapple them back.
What's this cheater?
Actually, 2 grapples to get to a pin, but it's a pretty high health pin. Harder to pin people on Android. But we're able to do it. I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but in my happenings, it seems like the iPad is a little bit more responsive on pins. I'm not sure if it's the OtterBox case versus glass that makes it harder to pin people. But you have to time it slightly before it actually hits the crossbar and you can hit it. So now we have Undertaker versus Xavier Woods. First matchup, the Undertaker does not have a disadvantage. And 2 grapples, again, will pin Xavier Woods. So a lot of these events can be completed without healing, even on a 3-star character, as you saw rank up rewards completed with only 3 stars. Now, I do have Booker T and Dean Ambrose, but I'm using the combination IM to get 30% more damage. I'm not sure what you guys use for a team, but that's what I'm using. And I know there are some guides for perfect synergies, but perfect synergies does not mean good team. It could mean that in the case of like Undertaker, you could win fights quicker with Undertaker if you have 30% damage. Obviously, the best synergy is triple Undertaker, possibly 4 Undertakers with a 1-star cane, as you're guaranteed 45% damage. But since we can't use 1-star cane in this event, that tactic is worthless. But in regular events where you can use any star character, throw on 3 Undertakers, a Kane, and a 3-star Mankind, and that's the setup I use. If you're trying to avoid using 4 stars, like for example Ric Flair or Bray Wyatt in my case. Because you get no score towards the quest if you're using 4 stars. So while the fights might take longer, you're still going to get quest credit, especially in title matches. And every point adds up. Granted, the rewards this time around are not that impressive. 500 3-star keys is still really good if you place in the top 50. Which is basically half the rewards of last season. However, scoring I think is a lot easier when you can just use 3 stars and run title matches over and over again. So I'm wondering if they're doing the same thing, or if they're just going to make the 3-star characters more exclusive and harder to get. Obviously, when there is another 3-star event, we will be dropping all stream plans in favor of Mayhem so we can get said 3-star. Now, I also wonder why they don't have a 2-star available. Why they don't have a 2-star event that gives out a 2-star this. I can understand them not giving a 4-star because that does need to be super premium, but hey, I'll even take a 3-star. And we're also going to check for a Versus event to see if we can get a 3-star character from that. I highly doubt it, even though Overdrive level 2 would be nice. And there are going to be people that overdrive their Goldust. But hopefully, after these series of videos, Reliance Games awards me with a free 2-star Goldust, because I did open them from the spring cases and did not receive it because my rewards reset.
We know what's coming. Oh my God.
Alright, so Ric Flair is going to get pinned. So far we've been really good with our Android pins. Maybe I've gotten more used to it, playing it more. And we did get the pin on Flair. And immediately after we complete Superstar difficulty, I'm going to go back on my iPad and see if we actually have 3-star Goldust. The last time I did this with Booker T, it did work that way. And because everything's server side, we'll have to see. Hopefully I get that 3-star Goldust. But I'm not sure if there's something you have to do to sync your account. I tried doing a versus match and that didn't work. So we'll have to see. Although, to be fair, I did do the Booker T event and then waited to use my iPad. So Big E's going to get pinned. We barely missed that one. I must say, I do enjoy playing this game better on the Note 8. It is harder to actually make YouTube videos on it because the adapter for my phone, and I don't know if I just have a bad phone where the wireless mirror casting is not as stable as some devices, but if I try to hook up my phone to it, I get a bunch of blue glitches. And from Air Server, I'm getting a couple of green glitches, if you guys see it. So I don't know if there's a better fix. I did buy the full license for Air Server, so that should have nothing to do with it. So we have 6 more fights to get to Goldust. And this event must cost 2 energy per fight. We're going to use a full energy. And going up against Jeff Hardy.
Let's bring on the Mayhem.
So far, our health is in decent shape.
What's this cheater up to?
Throws the stairs right at Jeff Hardy. We're going to need 3 grapples to finish him off. Now the 3 stars are equivalent of maxed out 2 stars, basically. Pretty close.
Oh my goodness.
Got 1 more grapple to finish off Jeff Hardy.
For it. Look at this. On too much pain for one hand.
And he gets pinned. No problem there. Alright, so next up we have Kofi Kingston going up against The Undertaker. Undertaker is still pretty good on health. Still got about 3,000. So he should be able to handle these 5 fights by himself. And I could use Booker T and I could use Dean Ambrose, but again, I want more damage. I don't know if Roman Reigns would give more damage with Dean Ambrose. That might be a better option. Because then I can use another good 3-star. I'll have to check through all the 3-star synergies. Alright, so one more grapple and Kofi is pretty much done. He'll have like 50 health.
We know what's coming.
Yep, Kofi eliminated.
Outstanding.
Who's ever had it on easy difficulty where the opponent kicks out in the first match? That's kind of weird when that happens. They say it's as intended. I don't think so. Alright, next up we have Kalisto and Bobby Roode. Then we have Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, and Goldust. So we have 4 fights left to go. Now the opponents have about 3,000 health.
We're off to a winning start.
So we're going to need about 5 grapples to win this. Kalisto taking it to the Undertaker. Why am I saying Rey Mysterio? So Bobby Roode comes in.
Rejected. We know what's coming. Bam. Much hate, man. Rejected. What is this? Oh no. No, no.
Kalisto should come back in. Yep. Usually after they fail a grab, you can usually connect on them before they strike at you.
Be on the receiving end of that. Oh no! 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 Outstanding.
So Kalisto has like no health. And he is going to get pinched. Alright, so now we're going to get this 474 cash. Next up we have Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, and then Goldust. Both of the wild cards are weak to the Undertaker, so we should be able to do away with them quickly. Undertaker still has a good chunk of health.
Capacity crowd is here tonight. Ooh, that coming off hard.
So Kurt Angle gets grabbed by the Undertaker. One more will finish him off.
One man. Caught him off guard.
And yes, I'm really glad that they allowed you to block charge moves. It does make it easier to grab the opponent. Whereas the signatures definitely should be unblockable. And I like that both of them can still be interrupted. Alright, so we have 2 more fights standing in the way of us getting a 3-star Goldust for free. Yes, it is 2 energy per fight, just like Booker T. Undertaker versus Chris Jericho on deck. Now, what I do like about the way they handled most of the stuff except for the events is that Booker T was available in Quest on iOS as well as Versus mode. I'm going to double check and see if there isn't a Versus event for Goldust as well.
It's not enough. Uh-oh, we know what's coming.
Chris Jericho's going to get pinned, and he's at no health. So we have about a third of our health to deal with Goldust, and that should be no problem at all. Alright, and for our final match of the event, we have Goldust with 1,008 power, 3,320 health, 345 damage, negative 35 because brawlers do well against the wild cards. And that is a horrible offer. I would not pay 550 gold for that. I'd rather farm the 24,000 XP through events or even quest mode. Or story mode. Now, as people have complained, Goldust has Bobby Roode-like stats. They're really horrible. I think they're even worse than Callisto and Xavier Woods, by far. Granted, any 4-star can get decent stats, but they do start out significantly lower. Goldust is at 0, so we can low health stun him if necessary. Or we can just pit him. And Undertaker is the reigning WWE champion. It's sad we're never going to see that again. I would love to see him get another title run, but unfortunately he's too banged up for it. So we get another 200 score in quest mode. And there it is. Spring event completed. Alright, so as you can see by Superstars, we do have a brand new 3-star character. For anybody wondering why some of the Superstars are in red, those are toy figurines. Toy figurines do not count as any star, but if there's a class-specific event, you can use them. So Goldust at no overdrive has 165 damage, 1,500 health, rank 1 of 4. The synergy is 15% more damage with 2-star Booker T. Keep in mind 2-star Goldust also shares this, meaning that 2-star Booker T is really good with any version of Goldust. And if you have a 3-star Finn Balor, you get a 10% chance of a critical hit. For the abilities, he has Critical Enhancer, increased critical rate when he does a special, and Critical Damage Impair basically follows the same rule where you have to use a special, and it reduces the opponent critical damage. So the moves are the Curtain Call, Golden Taunt, just like the 2-star Goldust has, Scoop Power Slam, DDT, Sunset Flip Power Bomb, Side Slam, Running Bulldog, Vertical Suplex, Spine Buster, Sleeper Hold, and Lariat. Now, if we were to take Goldust to max rank 1, which I am not doing, because I am saving up my money, and I built up 150,000 really quick, a maxed out rank 1 Goldust would have 323 power, 1,730 health, 188 damage. So now let's check our quests. And we're at 1,495 points. The milestones end at 3,000. And yes, even Android does not get a 3-star Goldust. So currently at 1,495 points, we would be getting 100 2-star keys, 500 bucks, and 2 of the 225 rank up materials. Now, is it worth actually getting all the way up to rank 50? Sure, 500 3-star keys is good. But unlike the Booker T event, I would not lose sleep over it. Definitely not. 500 3-star keys is easily obtainable through events. And if you open up roughly 50 event cases, you're going to get that anyways. But they are free. So if you have the time and energy to do it, you can easily do it by going into your events and going into Weekly Sampler and completing it any chance you can. So as you can see, Android once again gets an event that iOS does not. And for the sake of science, we're going to go back on my iOS account right now and see if we have 3-star Goldust. And yes, 3-star Goldust is available on iOS. So just like Booker T, as long as you complete the event, it will also show up on iOS. So as long as you complete one difficulty on Android, you can then complete it on iOS. So I urge all of you guys that don't have access to an Android device, like for example, my Samsung Galaxy Note 8, go download BlueStacks on your PC in order to complete one difficulty. You don't have to do Superstar. You can do the easy difficulty, and the event will pop up on iOS. So it's the same way of the Booker T event. So, and iOS normally does not have the spring event, but if you complete one difficulty on Android, it will show up on iOS, and that is how I was able to complete Booker T on iOS, because of the same tactic. So if you like this video on unlocking 3-star Goldust as well as showing them off to the community, please give this video a like rating, comment, subscribe, share this video amongst your friends, and as a favorite, check out my other WWE Mayhem videos playlist, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, which are all HollywoodShono, my Instagram, which is HollywoodShono's God, and my second YouTube channel, which I use for streaming, www.youtube.com/TheHollywoodShono. Leave your comments down below. Let me know if you guys are pissed off that Android exclusively gets the event, although iOS can complete it once you do a difficulty. Have a wonderful day, kids.
www.youtube.com/HollywoodShono. Subscribe, bitches!